The case of the missing heirloom. Private investigator James Monroe had been in the business for over 20 years, but he had never encountered a case quite like this. He received a call from an elderly woman named Margaret, whose beloved family heirloom, a diamond necklace that had been passed down for generations, had gone missing. Margaret had locked the necklace away in her safe every night for the past 20 years, but when she went to retrieve it for her granddaughter's wedding, she found the safe empty. The only clue left behind was a small note that read, "I have what belongs to me." James started his investigation by questioning Margaret's family and friends who had access to the house. All of them denied knowing anything about the missing necklace. However, during his investigation, James discovered that Margaret's family had been feuding over inheritance for years, and the diamond necklace was worth a substantial amount of money. A few days later, James received a call from a man who claimed to have information about the missing necklace. He arranged to meet with James at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. As soon as James arrived, he was ambushed by two men who demanded that he hand over all of his belongings. James managed to pull out his gun and threatened to call the police. The men backed down. But just as James was about to leave, he saw a glimpse of something that caught his eye. It was the diamond necklace, hidden in a small box in the corner of the warehouse. James quickly grabbed the necklace and called the police. He learned that the two men who had ambushed him were hired by one of Margaret's family members who had stolen the necklace in hopes of selling it for a large sum of money. Thanks to James' detective work, the necklace was returned to Margaret, and the culprit was brought to justice. Margaret was beyond grateful and thanked James for his hard work and dedication in solving the case of her missing heirloom. The enigmatic case of the vanished heirloom. Once upon a time, in the quaint town of Crestview, there lived a renowned detective named Arthur Harris. Known for his sharp mind and relentless pursuit of justice, he was often sought after to solve the most complex cases. One day, a distressed lady named Mrs. Eleanor Cooper arrived at his office, desperately seeking his assistance. Mrs. Cooper's family had possessed a magnificent heirloom, an exquisite diamond necklace that had been passed down through generations. However, it mysteriously vanished from their home just 2 days ago. With tears streaming down her face, Mrs. Cooper pleaded with Detective Harris to find the precious necklace, explaining how it held immense sentimental value to her and her family. Determined to help the distraught woman, Detective Harris embarked on a quest to unravel the enigma surrounding the lost heirloom. He began by thoroughly investigating every inch of the Cooper residence, searching for any hidden clues or potential suspects. In the process, he meticulously interviewed each member of the household, trying to unravel their connections to the necklace. As the detective dug deeper, he discovered a web of secrets, lies, and hidden motives among the members of the Cooper family. There were whispers of financial struggles, jealousy, and even an estranged cousin who had recently returned to town. Detective Harris patiently listened, never allowing his frustration to taint his ability to comprehend the puzzle before him. Many nights were spent poring over dusty old books in the library, tracing the history of the heirloom necklace. The detective realized the long-standing importance of the piece and how its theft could affect the Cooper lineage for generations to come. Determined to restore justice and put an end to the suffering, he persevered. With his sagacity and wit, Detective Harris began piecing together the fragments of the complex case. Unexpected twists and turns took him to far-flung places and introduced him to an array of peculiar characters. Each encounter brought him closer to discovering the truth behind the vanished heirloom. Finally, after weeks of relentless investigation, the detective summoned all the key players to the Grand Hall of Crestview Manor. With the entire Cooper family gathered nervously before him, Detective Harris revealed his findings with clarity and precision. He unveiled a surprising revelation that sent shockwaves through the room. The actual thief was none other than Mrs. Eleanor Cooper herself. Overwhelmed by her family's financial troubles, she had succumbed to temptation, believing the necklace could solve all their problems. However, Consumed by guilt, she had returned it, desperately seeking solace and forgiveness. In that moment, amidst tears and remorse, Mrs. Cooper confessed her actions, understanding the gravity of her mistake. Detective Harris, ever the gentle soul, compassionately reminded her that we all make errors in judgment, but emphasized the importance of redemption and learning from our missteps. As the story unfolded, it became clear that beneath the grandeur of a detective's role lay the essence of empathy and understanding. Detective Harris not only solved the case of the vanished heirloom but also helped heal a fractured family, returning harmony and forgiveness to their lives. And so, the enigmatic case of the vanished heirloom came to a close, leaving behind a lingering lesson in compassion and forgiveness. Detective Arthur Harris once again proved that his perseverance, patience, and gentle nature could unravel even the most intricate mysteries, reminding us all that true justice encompasses not only solving crimes but also mending broken hearts. The enigmatic puzzle. Once upon a time, in a small, idyllic town named Riverton, a long-standing mystery had perplexed the residents for years. Known as the enigmatic puzzle, it had become a local legend, captivating the imagination of both young and old alike. The story goes that hidden within the town was an ancient artifact, said to possess unimaginable power. Many had tried to unveil its secrets, but none had succeeded. Enter Detective Benjamin Hartley, renowned for his unmatched wit and unraveled cases. Upon hearing about the enigmatic puzzle, he knew he had to take on the challenge. He arrived in Riverton late one evening, his curiosity stirring with every step he took through its winding streets. The townspeople were wary at first, unsure of whether to trust this outsider, until they saw the friendly gleam in Benjamin's eyes and felt his genuine desire to solve their long-standing conundrum. Slowly, they began to share their knowledge of the puzzle, each person offering a small piece to the detective's growing collection. Benjamin discovered that the artifact had once belonged to an ancient society, known as the Regaliums, who believed in the delicate balance between light and shadow. With this newfound information, he started searching for hidden symbols and clues scattered throughout the town, trusting that each detail would provide him with a vital clue. Days turned into weeks, but Benjamin's dedication never wavered. With the help of the townspeople, he mapped out the locations where the symbols appeared, eventually forming a pattern that led to a dilapidated, forgotten library. Dust-covered books lined the shelves, their pages suffused with age-old knowledge. One particular book caught Benjamin's attention, an ancient tome written in a forgotten language. Through sheer perseverance, he deciphered its meaning, discovering detailed instructions on how to unlock the enigmatic puzzle's true potential. Following the instructions, Benjamin embarked on a treacherous journey, solving intricate riddles and navigating through secret passages. With each step, the weight of anticipation grew heavier, both for him and the residents of Riverton. Finally, at the heart of a hidden chamber, where sunlight barely touched, stood the enigmatic puzzle, a mesmerizing combination of interlocking gears and intricate mechanisms. As Benjamin carefully turned the gears, the room filled with a soft hum, resonating with the power it held. In that moment, the townspeople gathered behind Benjamin, their faith unwavering. Eyes filled with hope, they watched as the enigmatic puzzle unveiled its ultimate secret. The artifact emitted a blinding light, revealing a message engraved within its core: in unity lies true strength. Realizing that the power they sought existed in cooperation and empathy, the residents of Riverton embraced this newfound wisdom. Their once divided town united, becoming an epitome of harmony for generations to come. Detective Benjamin Hartley, having solved the enigmatic puzzle, bid farewell to Riverton. Their paths had crossed for a brief moment, intertwining forever in a shared memory of triumph over adversity. Though the mystery had been unraveled, Benjamin's legacy of friendship and unity remained etched in the hearts of the people he had touched. And so, Riverton flourished, guided by the enigmatic puzzle's timeless message, reminding all who encountered it that true strength lay not in the pursuit of power, but in the power of unity.